So coming into the middle ground of things that you already know how to do if you've gotten this far in this set of videos. There's a few things that you're going to want to learn how to do that will like simplify your workflow and help you out a little bit as you go through learning how to do After Effects things. So I'm going to close this comp here and close this comp here, and we'll just start without any comps at all. Now, one of the things I like to try to teach everyone how to do is how to do what I call nesting. So it can just really save your bacon if you're trying to do a repetitive task or just organize things a little bit better, right? So for this one, I'll just create a new composition. I'll just call it like, right? And I'll open it up there. And then let's say I have like a repeated item of something that I'm going to have that I want to have happen a lot, right? So I'll just grab like a rectangle square like this. I'm going to go there. I'm going to twirl down into my fill here. I'm going to just go ahead and like uh, change the color of that. I'm going to keyframe the color. So I'm going to go from there to like here to here to let's keep. All right, so obviously I've got a whole bunch of like different options in here now, right? So it's going to just keyframe that color a whole bunch of times, right? And it might be a thing where where I just want this to kind of blink on and off, and I just want them to be, I want there to be a whole bunch of them, right? So what I would do now is I would get to the end of this, and I would kind of come back here and drag the end period of my comp. So this is the start and this is the end back here. If you go up here to composition, you can go to, it is, let's see, I always forget if it's layer here. I know the keyboard shortcut, which is Command Shift X. So that'll trim your, Command Shift X trims your comp down just to the size that you set the endpoint to be, right? So now if I have, a different one, like let's just open up, let's make a different comp here. Maybe I have some video footage in there, right? That's the main thing I'm going to use in this one. But then I want the nesting thing to happen. Also, I can just click and drag over here and drop that in there. And now I'm dropping one comp kind of into the other comp, if that makes sense. So there you go. So now I've got my blinking kind of nested comp in there, and I can copy that and paste it in again, and I can actually like scooch it down the line, and I can actually, and then I could also can actually move it to a different place, right? I could change the scale of it by changing the size, right? And so now those two things will kind of happen all at the same time, and I could actually, if I want, I could scoot this one down so that one thing starts and then the other thing starts. And it's just the same repetitive like action. So whatever I have here is just going to happen here, right? And so if I wanted to alter something, like I wanted to add another color in the middle of this because I decided I didn't like it the way it was, I could always go back here and add that, and then it's going to auto update into this one. So now those comps will kind of, so they're going to be kind of the same, right? But it's a really useful thing for just if I'm going to add a ton of stuff into my composition and I don't want to have to like remake it like every single time. I can I can just nest it, and if it's a really complicated action or something like that, and then anytime I want to edit, instead of having to go in and edit each one of these squares individually that I've placed inside of here, I could just go back to the nested comp and make the changes there. So it's a pretty sort of smart way to kind of work quickly. It can really work great if you have like again, like one complicated motion that you're trying to do, and then you just want to repeat it, like you make an arm move itself up and down, and then you wanted to just flip that around and make the other arm do the same thing. You could easily do that with a comp and then nest it, and then just reverse the comp and flip it around so that they both do the same thing. So, and then anytime you wanted to make an edit to the arm, you just go back to your original file and make the change, and it'll do the same thing on the other arm, if that makes sense. There's lots of examples of this out there, but nesting is a really powerful tool that you'll want to start making use of. And again, it's just built around the idea of comps. So anything I do to this comp now will auto update into the other one. So if I added another like shape into this comp, put a star in there, let's say, over here, and change that fill to like that. Now, when I go back here, that's going to auto update, right? So it's going to put it into the one that I just made. And so, so it just can be a really useful way to like kind of make your workflow go faster and not hold you up so much and get lost and bogged down in a bunch of details. And I like to nest things so that I don't get lost in a million twirl downs, right? Now I know, okay, I just need to go back to nest one and fix it if I need to fix something, and then I'll go back to the comp I'm actually working in. So you can nest comps within comps within comps, and it can really, really help you out.